Hi and welcome to UpMonkey, the brand new channel dedicated to creators just like you. My name is Alex and what I want to discuss in this video is thumbnails. Not everybody's got access to Photoshop and Illustrator and all those big programs, and a lot of us can't actually afford them. So basically I put this video together for people that cannot go down that route. If you create a stunning looking thumbnail that it actually describes the video in that picture, and it doesn't derive from the video subject at all, but it just makes it stand out, then people are going to click that video. And that's the importance of thumbnails. Actually, the way I look at it is thumbnails is like the front cover of a magazine. So before you buy a magazine, you get attracted to that front cover, and that's the only reason you pick that magazine up, is because that front cover was just so attractive. And that's what a thumbnail is. So together with the meta tags and the video description and your title, thumbnails is way up there and really necessary. Without thumbnails, a video will not rank as good as a video with thumbnails. Now, yes, okay, don't get overboard, don't go all clickbaity and everything like that, because that's not good. That's not YouTube policy. If you create a stunning looking thumbnail that it actually describes the video in that picture, and it doesn't derive from the video subject at all, but it just makes it stand out, then people are going to click that video. And that's the importance of thumbnails. So don't be skipping this video, because from start to the end you're going to get tips, and I'm going to show you exactly how to create a thumbnail with Pixomatic.
So all you've got to do is download Pixomatic onto your phone and then open it up, and you'll be asked to select a background photo. Once you've selected your background photo, you can crop it or resize it, get it to the shape you want, and then you can go ahead and select a foreground photo. Now this photo that I've selected here, we're going to alter it because I'm going to crop myself out and get rid of the whole background. So we'll just use the crop tool, the cut tool, and then we'll fill the space in that we actually want to keep. Hit select, and then we got an option to just remove or add certain sections of that mask. So there I'm going to include this section, and then I can place it wherever I want and zoom in, zoom out. But what I can do at the moment is actually I want to mirror this picture. So I'm going to go ahead and select the mirror tool and just mirror it over and just resize it. Now that I've got it all resized and in position, I can play around with the blending tool. This is absolutely brilliant tool. So it's not to say that I'm going to keep the blend, but basically I want to play around with it and see what actually looks good. As you can see, no, I think a solid image will be better than have it blended in this instance. So the ups crop function is absolutely brilliant, because you got presets like for Instagram or Facebook or Twitter or YouTube, or you can do it freehand as well. And the other beauty as well is that you can morph any of the images, either your background image or your foreground image. You can morph it and twist it and do whatever you want with it. And this does give you some options sometimes when you're trying to add pictures into it that you've got to adjust a little bit. So there's some brilliant preset filters that the application has got, but you can actually go and adjust them all manually as well. So you got warmth, contrast, hue, saturation, tint, sepia, exposure, gamma, highlight, shadows and sharpen, brightness, all those tools there available for you to sort of mess around with. So it's half of the tools I never use, to be quite honest with you. So I use maybe, let's say, 60-70% of the adjustment tools and the gradients and so on. I hardly ever use the filters tools, to be honest with you, but it is there and it's an option, and if you like to play around with them, then it's great. It's always there for you. Okay, so now that I've got my background all set and my foreground set, I want to think about text. So I go down to the bottom menu and I hit the text button, and then I start typing the text that I want to introduce. So day out. So this doesn't make sense at all, but basically I'm just showing you all the colors and gradients and text styles that you've got on here, the options are quite a few. So basically, even the fonts are absolutely brilliant. You've got some nice fonts in there as well, which you can change, and then you can sort of increase your font, the size of your font, and everything is sort of drag and drop, and you drag or pinch, you know, to resize it and to place it. So it's pretty easy to work with. It's nothing complicated. You don't have to type in any codes or anything like that. So you don't have any key features. It's all drag and drop and place and pull and so on. So okay, so I'm playing around with this now. So I'll just drop this over here, drag it down a little bit, hopefully. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to create another text. So what I want to do is create a text over text, which different colors. So it gives me a sort of a background. And you play around with the colors, because at the moment it doesn't look too good. It doesn't look like it's going to work for me, but I'll have a go, and then we can always change it. What I might do now is just add another color. I could see maybe a black background would actually be better, but let me just place this and see. Yeah, I know. I think I'll either try and introduce a third color to it, or I'll end up removing one of the colors, so I don't have three colors on top of each other. But it's all trial and error. So let me just try this again, and I think I'm going to select black on this one as a background. Maybe make it stand out a bit more. So I've selected that and saved it as a background. Now I can move it around. So in order to work with the layer that I want to work, I've got to drag the other layers away. They won't go away, but if I click on the wrong layer, then the back layer will jump onto the front. So it's a bit getting used to, but yeah, that looks much better actually. I like that. So okay, so it just gives you an idea of what you can do with the application. And yeah, it's very versatile. So okay, this has been a bit tricky because I'm trying to film and talk at the same time and everything like that, so screen record, and I think it's sort of interfering with what I'm doing here at the moment, so it's a bit tricky, but we'll get there. Right, so that looks good to me. That's not too bad. So we'll take this one, and no, that's not going to work, so we'll get rid of this one. So all you have to do is hold down on the selected section and then press the X, and that will get rid of that. Now we'll go ahead, and what we can do is also introduce another foreground. So we'll go and select the foreground that we want. So I'll select that one there just to show you. And we'll just roughly place it down here somewhere, yeah, around about here. Just twist it a little bit, make it a little bit more interesting, and yeah, that should do that. And then what you can do with that, actually, you can blend that layer as well, but I'll just leave it like that for now. So I'll get some text and put the text over that. And because of the screen record, you're not getting the full picture, but you will see it. It's, you know, it doesn't stay like this. So then now I'm playing with the layers, but the problem is I've got the back layer in front of the front layer. So I've got to shift that round first. So I take the front layer away, adjust the background layer, and then I can drag the text back onto that, and then that'll be okay. Now if I were to click on that back layer again, it would jump in front. So all you need to do now is save your project. If you enjoyed the tutorial, then please like, subscribe, and click the notification button so you can get notified on future videos that I'll be doing about video editing and all sorts of other free apps that are going to generate views and subscribers to your channel.